You ever do something dumb? Yeah, I did. About 2 months ago, I was working on a plumbing project out in the backyard and left this parked on the drip edge of the roof. Now, in my defense, this is Oklahoma summer, and it's not supposed to rain. But about 6 weeks ago, it did. Well, last week, I went to fire this up and discovered it was locked up. And when I say locked up, I mean there's actually water coming out of the muffler. Hey, we dragged this over here with the tractor, and now I get to find out whether or not it's salvageable or if I just have a really heavy lawn ornament. This is powered by a Rato engine, and it proudly made in China. There's actually 2 stickers on it that say so. So that means this should be a tough, resilient machine. There's a pull cord down here. Oh, and it's still very solid. Hasn't gotten better. At first I figured it was just a dead battery. So naturally I fiddled with the starter until I let some white smoke out. I may have let all the smoke out of the starter. We'll call that problem number 2. So let's go ahead and get this spark plug pulled out of here. Because honestly, I'm hoping that there's just water in the cylinder and we're really not seized up. Yeah, I don't know how well the camera picked this up, but that is pretty wet. I'd say we have water in the cylinder. So I'm going to squirt a little oil down here just in case it decides to move. And that way, if it runs, we can kill some mosquitoes with it. Hit the hole occasionally. Down here. Yeah. Hey, look at that, it moves. Now it either is free or I just broke something loose I shouldn't have. Either way, we're going to call that progress. Since it had that much water up in the cylinders, I know my luck, so I figure the carburetor's not far behind. I better do something to catch the flammable liquid pouring out of it. Wow, I've seen bad before. That looks like it was on the bottom of an ocean. I'm not sure what those deposits are. Doesn't really look like rust or fuel varnish. I guess it's just Chinese mystery crust. Well, I cleaned this up about the best I could. The rest of this carburetor, it looks pretty hard to get out of here, and I don't think I'm ready to commit that much. We're just going to call this a strategic cleaning and hope for the best. At least I know there's no water in here. Next up's the oil change, because much water was in that cylinder. I figure this crankcase got more water in it than Lake Hugo does right now. Probably just about as muddy. Of course, the drain plug is hidden behind about half the frame, so we're going to use an extractor. Yeah, that looks a little milkshaky. Yeah, that's milkshaky. All right, after much extraction, I finally got that oil out of there. Let's go ahead and see if we can't put a little fresh oil in here. You think that was enough? Oh yeah, just right. I gotta go get some more oil. And apparently I'm rust-proofing the side of the machine. All right, everybody keep an eye out here and see if anything spits out when I do this. Right after I turn the battery switch on. That didn't sound good. Okay. Well, that's kind of spitting out there like Old Faithful, but I'll take it. The engine's hydrated and healthy. Of course, technically you're not supposed to have a hydrated engine. But it is what it is. Let's get the spark plug back in here. We are almost ready to do something. Well, now we got the plug back in, it's time to see if this will run, but knowing me, yeah, that's bone dry. What is that? Acorn? Yeah, it'll be fine. It's probably been there the whole time. They just add octane, right? That might explain the weird substance in the fuel bowl, though. Whoever designed this gas fill system, they weren't really thinking. It's kind of like trying to thread a needle with a garden hose here. So we're going to use one of these Harbor Freight special transfer pumps. They're like $5. But you press the button and the fuel magically goes into the tank. Okay, we're not going to get too carried away, just in case I have to take everything apart. This is no guarantee. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh yeah, choke would probably help. Let's give it a little bit of helping hand here. A little sniff of the fluid. Before I lose that. A little bit of a pop. Well, after sitting for weeks after Oklahoma thunderstorm, right in the motor, this thing did seem to survive. Yeah, I've had motors that just sat around in storage that didn't survive. So maybe a Rato motor isn't that bad after all. Everything seems normal. I mean, it's not great. It's a Chinese excavator, so it's a little jerky and everything. But it seems like it was before. So I'm happy. It lives. And the moral of the story, don't park your machine under the drip edge of a roof unless you too want to make a video that has you a little bit worried. Until next time, thanks for watching. One more time without the sauce.